Alright, so this might be the most preparation I've had to do for a video ever. I had to do a schedule all the way up to June. So, yeah. So, we'll just talk a bit about basically when I believe Global will be catching up to JP. And of course, this is all speculation, but you guys could obviously either believe or disagree. But like just in general, I'll give a bit of information first. So we've gotten banners about once every 10 days. We've gotten new banners once every 10 days. So at launch, we had the Season 1 banner with Red Yami, okay? And then 10 days later, we got Midnight Sun, and then Licked. And then 10 days later, we got Season 2. Then 10 days later, we got Julius. And then about 10 days later, we got Kiara Kohono. So like 4 new times we've gotten more banners in about 40 days. Which, you know, overall, quite a lot of banners in 40 days. But in general, you only really had to summon on Season 1, the Licked, and then Julius. That's like the 3 main ones I would have recommended people to summon on. Maybe Red Yami, I guess, a bit, but not really needed that much. So, like, yeah, I mean, overall, not, like, horrible, not great. But here we are. This is what we've gotten, and we know that these guys are scrapped. Well, mainly that they're going to be given for free in the future. So, that is the first point. Now, JP. Okay, so they've changed up how their banners have worked. Basically now seasons starting with the pickup. So Mario is going to be starting Season 8. And then Zora and Vanessa are starting Season 9, okay? So these are the 5 units we do know about. Zora, Destiny, Vanessa, Mario, Luck, and then Yami, okay? So those are the 5, but then after that, it's mainly just guesses. I'm saying every 2 months now we're getting fests. It's my guess. Every 2 seasons, I guess. Because Season 6, we got Black Asta. Wait, no. Was it Season 7? Yeah, sorry. Season 7, then Season 8. And then I feel like they're going to slow down, release one in Season 10, then go for Half Annie. May 21st is about half anniversary, and it should be when it starts. That's going to be my guess. Obviously, these dates are just guesses because new updates are either on Mondays or Wednesdays. So I chose Mondays, but they could be Wednesdays. So it could be a couple days delayed. And it would make perfect sense too. So let's start off with Season 3. This is my current guess, okay? Now, Season 3 is shown in the files to be ending on February 6th at the moment. So we could guess that this is a 19-day season. And for some reason, I'm kind of guessing they're going to cram a couple, like, decent, good bit banners into this. And Vanilla did say that Veto would be there. But one thing I'm worrying about is that, basically, in here, okay, it's showing, I didn't really get confirmation, but basically Kaku does know people, so I'm guessing, we've talked, but he wasn't able to say much on this, but he was saying that a big unit is arriving between middle January, early February, which is when Season 3 is, right? January, like, what did he say? Middle January, January 18th, which is literally Season 3 to end February. So we're getting this banner, right? And then I'm going to say, well, probably Fauna, right? They're not going to release Black Asta this early, and people would be pissed. So my guess is it would be Fauna. But if like what he heard was wrong, then I'm gonna say that it's gonna be the Yuno and Langris with also Vero, Guldri, and I think they're just gonna get it out the way. That's my personal guess. Okay, that's kind of just how I'm seeing it right now. I think it's just the best way. People are gonna summon on Yuno. People are gonna be happy. People could get Langris. He won't be that bad. He'll actually be pretty good because like we're missing quite a lot of units, and the blue meta is going to be thriving at this point, so Langris is going to be a decent pick to summon on. So yeah, Fauna or Langris, whoever they release, I think it won't be the biggest like difference like in terms of how much people are going to be summoning, because obviously Yuno and Langris are pretty cool. Is it going to be a dual pickup, or is it going to just be like separate pickups at the same time? I don't know. Now it's 19 days, so I feel like if they do release 2 banners, it would be cramped, but I'm really just relying off of this to say this at the moment. So now we could just X this out. We don't really need it anymore. Now in Season 4, okay, Season 4, right, at this point, it's February to March, so we're basically, I'm saying March 7th, so we're basically getting, what, at this point, we're gonna have the Yami, Luck, Mario, another 2 seasonals, and then Zora and Vanessa, who've been confirmed for the state, right? So these dates, by the way, on the top now, I should probably put this in right now. That dates from Season 4 onwards are just speculation, okay? I don't know, I'm just guessing. Now, February 6th is when it ends in the files at the moment. So we're going to have to see how they decide to play that out. But we could guess that by the looks of it, Season 1 was 20 days. Season 2 was 30, about. Season 3 seems to be 19. So Season 4, maybe there's a pattern of 20, 30, 20, 30 is the current guess that I'm kind of like seeing. So from what I could see is that if we do get Langris and Yuno instead of Fauna, that obviously Fauna is going to release with Witch Queen at the beginning, or with Season 4, Halloween units of Season 5. And then after we'll get Black Asta because Witch Queen kind of is a prerequisite for Black Asta to be good. And then if they do miss any banners, for example, if they did release Fauna here, okay, then Langris and Yuno would release here, and it would only be Witch Queen here. So that's kind of how I'm seeing it right now. And from this point, we'd be completely caught up to current day JP. We'd have all the banners out right now besides the seasonal, which is going to be in Season 5. So all the pickups are going to be completely caught up by the end of it, if that's the case. But could we be sure? I don't know. But now, Season 5, okay, Season 5 is when it kind of starts to get a bit iffy. Now, obviously, Mario comes out first in January, right? But the thing is, they would have just released Black Asta. Now, actually, I do want to take a bit more time to kind of talk about this. So, Black Asta. Obviously, people are expecting that they're going to be scummy, but I feel that him releasing in like mid to end of February would not be the biggest deal, right? Now, I would say that Season 3 has to be a relatively skip month for Black Asta's release. Obviously, him needing Witch Queen to be kind of accepted by the community. So I'm going to guess that Fauna might have to be overlooked for a lot of people because of Black Asta. But, you know, maybe if you just get lucky, you know, GG, and like you get all three, that is the best case scenario. So I'd say that, like, if they want to do what I'm offering, obviously, like, this is just me speculating. Would it probably suck? Yeah. But this is like kind of how I'm going to have to go, because if they are not trying to catch up, then what's been the last like 40 days? Like us getting this many banners, there's no way they're not trying to catch up for a certain thing that we'll talk about very, very, very soon, right? So I feel like they could maybe push a banner back to like Season 5. I think that wouldn't be the worst idea, but it's just to line up perfectly. You know, I feel that they might have to be a bit scummy about it still, which, you know, kind of unlucky, but, you know, whatever it is, I feel like this to me makes the most sense that by the end of Season 4, end of March, we get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pickups. So in the next, what, 2 months, we'd get 7 pickups, which, you know, I feel like at the rate they've already went, it, to me, it makes sense. But you guys let me know what you guys think. Do you think that they would push back one of these? Anyway, let's move on. So Season 5 is the Season 6 banner, and then it would just be Zora and Destiny Vanessa. That's kind of my guess, because at that point, we would be caught up. And at this point now, we would be about, what, half a month behind. Seemingly about half a month behind for the pickups, because this would come out like mid-March, which is like half a month behind February 27th. So yeah, for the pickups, we would be half a month behind, but maybe they would transfer one of the pickups here over to here. But I'm really thinking that, yeah, it would probably just be Vanessa and Zora here. Now, I feel like, honestly, they could probably just like skip Gundari. He wouldn't like really do that much, and I think that people would just seeing less banners to people is like probably going to be better. So that's like kind of a little thing. Then obviously just a little thing, the rectangles is showing that it's like a separate banner. So I'm saying Vero Gundari and Fauna or the Kitten units, and then we've got Witch Queen and Black Asta, and if we're missing anything else, but I don't think they would do that. But to be fair, we did get a banner after Julius, so we're gonna have to see, right? Then, okay, so Vanessa and Zora are there, and Season 6, okay? Now, at this point, we would get the January seasonals, because obviously now we've basically exhausted the pickups up to February, but now we have to go back and get the January seasonal in, what would that be, in March. Let me make this a bit smaller. Okay, we would get it in March, so 2 months later, but to me that, hey, we're basically completely caught up end of April to like all of February, so like that is pretty good. So end of April, end of February, right? That's basically you being what, 2 months behind now instead of 6. So, you know, we're already looking like we're catching up soon. Okay, that's kind of like my whole point, like to catch up, because I think that would make the most sense by this. Now, season 7, okay, we would get the JP March seasonals at the beginning of April. So now we're a month and a half behind, because this is March 12th, and this will be about April 25th, okay? And then we would get the JP end of month of April, because of the fact that I'm considering that the end of month would be added into after Mario Leona, okay? So then, yeah. Now, the thing is, why I'm saying Mario and Zora and Vanessa are flipped, right? Because obviously here, they're here, is because of the fact that Asta is in season 4. So they wouldn't put a seasonal the month after 2 on global when people are complaining so much. So you would have to guess that they would flip it and make it so that Mario is in season 6, which to me makes the most sense. And then, you know, Zora come out early because obviously they have exhausted the pickups. Or what they could do, the other thing that I'll note right now, is that they might wait for Zora and Vanessa a lot later and then just skip one of the banners that I mentioned here and then put it in the season 5, which I think might be the case for either Fauna or Yuno Langris. I think would make the most amount of sense. So it's really just like these 3 months are going to be very crucial to seeing how they handle the pickups. But at this point, right, we're looking to be much closer, less than 2 months away in season 6. And then season 7, we're going to be getting the, where would it be? The February seasonals, or yeah, the February seasonals. I need to change that. So at this point, right, obviously the seasonals are going to be a bit behind because of how seasonals, I guess, they work, right? So that is kind of the just unlucky part. But, right, we're looking very good because by end of May, we're going to be looking at the end of April pickups. Okay, so or by mid-May, we're going to be looking at the end of April pickups. So it's going to be less than a month for the pickups, but the seasonals are still going to be, what, 2 months behind? So I think that to me is fair enough, right? If they're going by this schedule that I'm offering, okay? So just take a quick breather, look at the schedule. Let's do a quick recap before we get to the season 8, which I think is the kind of crucial deciding point to catching up the pickups. So I really do think that for season 3, we could either get a big spam of banners. It's mainly 2 banners, right? We're getting 2 sets of pickups, but because it's 19 days, they might only do 1. Or they might, there's a lot of many different ways that they could go about this, right? But my personal beliefs is that we're going to get Vettel. They probably will skip Gulduri, but I'm not sure. And then Fauna or Langris and Yuno. I think that if they skip Gulduri and maybe make them just on the unfeatured permanently, since they did that with Summer Asta, that's the best way to go. So Vettel and Gulduri, because obviously Vettel was in the files, right? And then either Fauna or Langris Yuno. Fauna obviously because of the fact that Kaku mentioned a hype unit, right? Then season 4, we would be getting what we kind of missed out on season 3, plus Black Asta with Witch Queen. So, you know, to me that would be making sense, right? I'm just, I would be intrigued if we would be missing out on any banners. But if we are, I'd say could go into bleeding into season 5 with Zora and Vanessa, I think would make a lot of sense. We'd either get Vanessa and Zora or any missed banners. I don't think we would get both of them. So remember, the rectangles is specifically for the fact that it's and, right? So we're getting Witch Queen, Vanessa, and Black Asta, for example. So this is what it's looking like at the moment for the JP schedule and then the global schedule, okay? Then, finally, season 6 is when we're going to be getting Mario Leona. And then, since I'm saying it's a 30-day season, right, we would be getting, what's it called? The JP end of month from March. So at this point, we're almost completely caught up. And then here, we're essentially less than a month caught up. And then, okay, to go on to season 8. We would be getting the JP March seasonals, okay? So we would be still a solid 2 months behind for the seasonals. But then, okay, we would be pretty much completely caught up to the pickups, okay? So we would get the Half Annie with their first anniversary, which, if they follow the schedule, would make the most amount of sense, right? This schedule basically makes it so that the pickups will completely be caught up by First Annie / Half Annie for global on top, JP on the bottom. which makes it that, to me, like, this is when it would happen, right? Because May 16th, we get the Season 8 units from JP March, right? And then 5 days later, we would get the half annie, or whenever the half annie is, doesn't have to be May 21st, but that's when we would get the half annie. And afterwards, I don't really know what would happen, so y'all let me know. Maybe it's a short season, but since it's an anniversary, I'm kind of not inclined to believe that. And then afterwards, right, we'd get the seasonals, and from that point, the seasons, I would guess, are going to stay 20 days until they catch up the seasonals, but not release as many pickups. So that's the thing. I think that they could probably catch up in June, if anything. I think June would make sense. Maybe we'll get less seasonals on JP, and then, you know, that's kind of how we would start to catch up. But for pickups, we would be completely caught up May 21st, right? We would have gotten the JP end of month in, what's it called? In April, okay? And then we would get the JP end of month from April in, well, basically beginning May. And then because this season is shorter, it would basically catch us up for this to be able to make sense. May 21st, we get the Fest pickups, and that's that for that. Now, the seasonals, I think, are still going to be a bit tricky, but all in all, we'd be able to have a synced anniversary with the same units. Maybe not seasonals, but to be fair, the like anniversary is going to start with the festival anniversary unit and not the seasonals, okay? So that's kind of going to be a very good thing that people are going to have to kind of note. So I hope this makes sense to a lot of you guys. This is kind of like what I'm believing. I think these 3 seasons especially could be changed a good amount. And maybe if Zora and Vanessa are pushed back, it could mess up the whole schedule. And I mean, that's GG's, right? So I'd say like, well, whatever. But this is kind of how I'm seeing it right now. I think that the next 2 months are probably still going to be quite overloaded, but I think that if they give us like 1 to 2 more bingo events, 3 to 4 more bingo events with similar rewards, not specifically the bingo event, but just rewards similar to that, then the next couple months would make sense to me. But I think this is either going to be confirmed or denied, all depending on what we get in Season 3 banners. So whenever we get the glossary in what day? When we get it in 9 days, okay, then we're going to be able to see. And once we are able to see, then that's going to be able to confirm or deny all of this. So we'll look portion by portion, okay? So this is going to be up to basically end of March, right? Overall, I think this is going to be the most jam-packed, but then we could see they do start, I would say, like, to me, this is when they would start to slow down, right? We would get 3 banners here, but 2 banners there, and then from this point, maybe is when it's looking a lot better for us. But obviously, I could be wrong. This is kind of just like my thoughts on what we'd be getting. Following the consistency of 1 banner about every 10 days, I think that if they drop the pickups with the Season 3 banner, then this could make sense. But if not, I don't see anything working out. This could all be wrong. And I mean, yeah, let me not show my Premiere Pro, even if there's nothing. That's basically it. I hope I'm right to a certain extent, but I feel like half Annie to first Annie is when we would be able to sync up. Maybe the seasonals would be off, but this is kind of my thoughts. And then in June, July is when we sync up the seasonals. So yeah, y'all let me know. But this is it. Probably very confusing, but it's the least confusing I can make it to explain the next, like, how many months? June would be in 5 months, the next 5 months. Jesus Christ. That's crazy, man. We have so much stuff to get through still. How many units? 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, and a lot more to come. 19 more units that they're behind. Okay, that's still going to be a miles. Oh my god, bro. But yeah, in 3 days. How many days? Wait, hold up. 1, 2 technically. On Wednesday, we're going to be getting Yami and Luck. It is January 11th, like, technically, but it's kind of weird. So anyway, 2 more patch notes, so it's going to be interesting. But this is my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think.